Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Tanveer Saad from Gold Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, follow me on Twitter, Tigers01. Hit that bell notification button. Now, just an update. There's a good chance that I will not be able to catch any of the 3 matches. Maybe the one on the 27th, or maybe the one on the 25th. But definitely, well, provided they're aired on Sling TV on Willow, which I have a feeling it will be because the Pakistan Sri Lanka series was aired on Sling. Okay, so most likely, like the first match I'm gonna miss. This is in regards to the Pakistan, the Bangladesh tour of Pakistan, the T20 series, because it's on a work day. The second match, I believe, on the 25th. There is a slight chance I might catch that. Okay, but and the third match, it's on the morning of another work day. So yes, I'll have to miss that. But anyways, let's get to the series. I'm sorry. There's been a lot of drama around this, and there's been a lot of unnecessary things being said. It got to the point, believe it or not, but I've come across this. It got to the point where the whole separation of Bangladesh and Pakistan came up. And it came down to the point where this was mixed in with cricket and saying that this is just translating. Bangladesh think they got some type of independence from us. They don't realize West Pakistan, we supported them so much. When they had floods, we supported them, and yet they are so ungrateful that they want to live with us. Yeah. See, the problem with people like those is that that's all they see. They're extremely biased. That's all they see. They see one side of the argument, and the other side that is actually insurmountable. It's the other side. The evidence is so great, you can't even compare. You can't even compare the two. So yeah. Well, my response to that is, yeah, despite all the floods, despite all the aid, despite all the so-called support you gave us, yeah, people in East Pakistan were still living in squalid conditions compared to West Pakistan. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? If you provided East Pakistan with so much support, things would have been elevated. The situation would have been elevated. The situation wouldn't be so inferior to West Pakistan around that time. If you provided them with so much support and brotherly love and all this, that, and the third, and all that. Bro, just shut up, man. Shut up, okay? I don't want to even entertain this stupid discussion anymore, okay? And to be honest, it's I'm sorry. To be honest, it's because of attitudes like that we're in that region. Some people are in the situation where they are now because people with those type of attitudes, were given leadership roles. People who don't have the competency or the mental aptitude to lead a nation were given the responsibility of leading a nation. Anyways, let's talk about cricket. Me personally, just for that, Bangladesh has to win this series. Okay, just to shut them up, Bangladesh has to win the series. But on more practical grounds, I will say no. Bangladesh, I would like them to win this series, perhaps 2-1. Obviously, I want my team to win every series, perhaps. Like, like 3-0 would be awesome, but 2-1 wouldn't be bad either. But given the challenges, overall on paper, Pakistan looks a better side. Yes, they've had problems with the tour Sri Lanka. Maybe it was just the return match jitters, because let's be honest, Pakistan doesn't play too much cricket at home. Maybe it was just the jitters. I believe in the test matches they performed pretty well. And another thing to keep in mind, there was a novelty factor with that Sri Lankan team. This Bangladesh team has no novelty factor because a lot of the Pakistani players are very familiar with the people in this Bangladesh team, especially those who played the BPL, such as your Shoaib Malik and whatnot. And you know what? I'm surprised Muhammad Amir didn't get picked, but I am not surprised Wahab Riaz didn't get picked. To be very honest, Wahab Riaz is a one-day bowler. Yeah, after that, he might have one or two good performances. No, that's not going to cut it, because this is 2020. We need to have consistent performances. So, and you have Shadab Khan as well. You have the guy Haris Rauf, who is making a lot of news in the Big Bash League. In fact, people were getting angry that Dale Steyn replaced Haris Rauf. They thought that Dale Steyn was not good enough to fill Haris Rauf's boots. Okay, let that sink in. But once again, there might be a novelty factor here. Maybe it's gonna wear off. But this, like I said, this is the modern era. You have to keep up with the game, or the game will pass you by. No matter how ahead of the game you think you are, if you stay stagnant, the game one day will pass you by. Okay, just look at Irfan Pathan. Okay, look at that guy played in the BPL, Muhammad Irfan. Yeah, he had the wow factor about him. Yeah, he was tall. He got some good pace in England and whatnot. What happened after that? So yeah, and this is some people call it the honeymoon. Just a moment. Some people call it the honeymoon phase. I call it the novelty factor. I mean, okay. I won't go too much about what happened to the other Pakistani players, because I'm sorry, something about Pakistani cricket at that time was absolutely messed up. I was going to say what happened to Shoaib Maqsood, what happened to Zulkarnain Haider, what happened to all these people. I wanted to say what happened to Yasir Hamid, but apparently what I heard is Yasir Hamid did not have the temperament to play cricket. He was emotionally a bit too fragile. He was a good player, but he just couldn't handle the thing. Locker room environment. This is what I heard. This is just what I heard. It's just for down the grapevine and whatnot. But yes, let's just hope such a thing does not happen to Haris Rauf. You obviously have Babar Azam. You have Iftikhar something. He has some high hopes with with the Pakistani cricketers. Mohammad Rizwan, I'm sorry, the first impression I had of Mohammad Rizwan was a person who until the ball, even after the ball pitches, does not know whether to come front or back, or left or right. In fact, go back to the 2015 series. Mohammad Rizwan was there, when Pakistan toured Bangladesh. Mohammad Rizwan, one of the deliveries, he moved front, back, left, right, all while the ball was pitched, bowled, and before it pitched. I'm like, okay, that kind of guy, like you don't want him in your team. Maybe he's gonna prove me wrong. Who knows? Maybe he's gonna prove me wrong. Okay, I didn't look over the Pakistani team that well, but there's something about Imad Wasim being in the team. Imad Wasim is that kind of guy where Bangladesh needs to be a little careful. He's the guy who just slightly turns the ball. I mean, he turns the ball less than Abdul Rahman. And if anyone remembers Abdul Rahman does not turn the ball. He that's like what you saw in Dubai and what, yeah, that's not big turn. That's not big turn. Off of that pitch, I've seen Darren Sammy come round the wicket to Tamim Iqbal and move the ball much more inwards after pitching much more outwards. So whatever Abdul Rahman has was not big turn. Okay, so Imad Wasim, he's the guy who you could say an intellectual cricketer. I won't say intelligent, intellectual. He will beat you. He'll try to beat you with intellect. Yes. He will have a debate with you. No. But seriously, he will try to outwit you, basically. Okay. The remainder of the pace unit, it's just what you expect in Pakistan. You're gonna, this is the winter season, so you can expect a bit more swing and maybe some bounce. Obviously, the added pace. But yes, this is a series Bangladesh has to take very carefully. It's not due to the absence of Shakib or Mushfiq. Okay. And by the way, one more thing about Mushfiq Rahim. Just because Mahmudullah's family said it's okay, doesn't mean Mushfiq's family should also say it's okay. They're not clones of each other. Okay? They're not clones of each other. And like all these people saying that the Prince William and whatnot came and visited Pakistan. Okay. Use this excuse to invite the English cricket team and the Australian cricket team. Yeah. Use this excuse to not host their matches in neutral venues. Yeah, but hold it in Pakistan. Yeah, you go ahead and do that then. Okay. So with Bangladesh, listen, what people should expect is if Bangladesh has to win, the other players need to perform. Besides Tamim and Mahmudullah, the other players, bowlers included, need to perform. Your Liton Das, your Nazmul Hussain Shanto, your Muhammad Naeem Sheikh, your Muhammad Mithun, your Afif Hussain, your Shammo Sarkar. No. Even if Shammo Sarkar performs, someone else has to perform as well. If Shammo, Tamim and Mahmudullah perform, someone else has to perform as well. Consistently, if Bangladesh has to win the series. Because Pakistan now have their guard up. I believe Inzamam, Misbah. Was it Misbah or Inzamam who came to that team selection press conference? That person said that we have to turn around our losing streak. To translate it from Urdu. We have to turn around our losing streak. That's why we made so many changes. So yes, Bangladesh must be very wary of this. And yes, with the substitute system, maybe they took one extra batsman, one extra bowler, but we will see. In terms of Bangladesh's bowling, I am looking forward to Hassan Mahmood, what he does. And he has to be very, very consistent. And here's why Bangladesh misses the brains of Mashrafi Mortaza. Mashrafi Mortaza had a good pace bowling cricketing brain. Or has one. Well, in Bangladesh. Hopefully he was able to impart some of that knowledge to Rubal Hussain and to Shafil Islam, because now they have to carry this pace bowling attack along with it's not like Mustafizur Rahman doesn't have a role. Listen, Rubal Hussain, and this is not to compare their greatness or whatnot, this is just in relative terms. Rubal Hussain and Shafil Islam, it's and what you call it, Mustafizur Rahman. It's like Waqar Yunus, and let's say you have Azhar Mahmood. Okay, Waqar Yunus and Azhar Mahmood trying to guide a young Muhammad Sami or let's say a Shoaib Akhtar who has had like 5 or 6 years of cricketing experience. I'm not comparing their skills. I'm just giving something to you in relative experience terms. So let's see. Hopefully that happens. There's gonna be much more pace than there's gonna be spin. But hopefully Aminul Islam Biplov is going to figure out how to bowl in these conditions. So is Afif Hussain, especially if they're going to be instrumental in the T20 format of the game and beyond. All right, that's it. That's about it. Let me know what you think about this series in the comment section below. It's your boy Tanveer Saad, Bengal Dragon, signing out.